forget paper plates.
Yeah, I got that now.
Okay. So, quick tidbit. In 2022, I got off of meth, and I used to shoot it. I never did heroin, but I was friends with people who did it. You know what I mean? And I did go around my baby girl at my baby dad's house, but they had no idea that I did drugs at all. And I'm not even sure if I was sober then when I would go there, because I didn't actually, I have money to buy it. Like, I would only do the drugs when, the drugs are around or whatever. Anyway, we would dance in the kitchen. We would make food together. We would go to the store. We'd dance in the hallways. I'd let her do whatever she wanted. She was 10 then, you know. A baby boy was lost on the streets. Doing things on foils, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, so 4 years ago, March 17th, 2022, I left my whole apartment behind and the people that were staying in my place. They may or may not have been. Somebody that lived in the other bedroom was not a drug addict, but the people that came in and out and, whatever, they did drugs too. And I left it behind. I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I had enough. Like, I went to my baby's dad's house and I see my daughter. She went from like literally being 9 to 10. She has long, beautiful hair. She's wearing these overalls. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I did not just miss out on that much time for growing up. Did I? I did it. I did it, dude. I did it. I swear to God, I did it. I swear to God, I did it. And I didn't do heroin, it was meth, but I knew people who did heroin and shit. And anyway, I watched this, so I had gotten off drugs, right? And I moved across the bridge. I had my brother come pick me up, and I moved in with my mom, with my whole apartment still there. They were all there. I didn't even tell my roommate, my family, or whoever it was that was in the other room. They had no idea I did drugs in my own bedroom by myself. With drug addicts coming in and out. That I moved or nothing. I just left, and I lost all of it. All the whole apartment full of everything I owned before that, which was 3 years prior. And then I earned as a stay-at-home mom from before that when I worked at jobs and stuff. Anyways, and that was 4 years ago, March 17th, 2022. I moved across the bridge from Portland, Oregon to Vancouver, Washington to get off drugs and figure my life out, because I couldn't, the people coming in on my house, I couldn't figure out how to get away from them. Whether you want to say they were enabling me or I was choosing drugs or something different. Either way, it's just sad, Anyway, so I'm gonna play 2 Colicchie songs. Because when I moved across the bridge. My brother picked me up. I moved in with my mom over there. Somewhere different, and yeah, I don't even think my family knew that I was a drug addict either. My brother did, but my mom didn't. I don't think back then. But anyway, so I moved across the bridge. Oh yeah, I left it all behind. I left him, them, the people coming out of my apartment. They all had keys, I guess. My poor roommate, whoever he wasn't, he stayed in his room like I stayed in my room. I'm not sure what they did in the living room or whatever, because I wasn't actually in control of that area or who came in and out. And like he would literally, my roommate, he would call us, hey, have his food delivered to the door. I'd go to the door and I'd leave it at his door. And then I'd go in my room and shut the door. I'm like, just so you know, your food's at your door, I'm praying to God he did not, I thought he was just reclusive like me. I didn't think he was on drugs. I knew what he did because I could smell it. It's called marijuana. But anyway, and that's all he did. But anyways, he's got a good job now. He's doing great. But anyways, you know, I left. You know, one day I had enough, and I was like, I can't do this no more, dude. I just went to my family's house to see my kid, and she's just older than she was yesterday. And um, you know, I can't do this no more. So I called my brother. I literally walked to Safeway because I didn't even have a phone. I used their phone at the help desk or whatever, and I called my brother, and he picked me up and drove me over here to Vancouver, Washington, as I was in Portland, and he was living with my mom too, then I think part time or something, and you know, I just decided I'm done. Like I'm done. He just smoked the meth and drink a lot of alcohol, which was they would drink the alcohol all the time until somebody would come and smoke the meth with me, and but I was controlled by a different meth head that was a piece of crap, and so I really only had one friend. So I would drink myself to death, and then he'd come, and then I get sober again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the opposite of whatever alcohol is. And we'd have fun for like it wasn't even fun. It was just stupid shit. But anyway, it was not fun at all. It was fucking torture, man. But anyways, um, so I got off drugs. I moved across the bridge, right? And but did I say sorry? When I was on drugs for those 3 years, right? Because I got on drugs 3 years prior to that. So my daughter was on in pre-K, right? We broke up. He moved in with someone else and took her because he had somewhere to go, and I didn't move to up, and that's what the situation was before drugs ever was in the equation. And when I would go there when I had a car or I had money or whatever, nobody knew that I did the meth or anything like that. Like they had no idea. And we would have fun. We'd dance around in the parking lots and we'd go or inside the store. Or in the house even playing music, making breakfast and shit. With him and her, the baby's mom, the new girlfriend or whatever, because they all loved me there where she lived. And there was no animosity, no weird stuff between baby mama drama or whatever. It's not what it was. It's just a good situation, But they didn't know I did drugs at all or what my situation was. And anyway, so I got off drugs, right? And I played this Colicchie song and I watched it and I was like, I never did the heroin or whatever that he said. He starts off singing about meth, I think, or coke, and then he changes it up to heroin, right? But I did know heroin addicts too, and because I did drugs, and then at the end of the video he brings out his baby girl, brand new baby girl, and he says, I'm doing what it takes so my daughter will never see me high. Motivated by desire, right? Because, I got off drugs to be a better mom to my daughter and my son, who was also homeless or whatever on the streets. It was over 4 years ago. I've never been in trouble. I quit drinking too, so I stopped doing meth and drinking at the same time. And it took me a while to quit smoking cigarettes. I got on vape pens, but anyway, um, at the same time, in March 17th, 2022, cold turkey, right? I just moved in with my mom. I left the tweakers coming in and out of my apartment. My roommate probably had no idea because he was reclusive just like I was. But anyway, I just left it, because it was during COVID, so my apartment was still being paid for by COVID payments back then. And I'm just like getting off drugs, fuck that. Like I'm not gonna miss out on any more of my days with my baby girl growing up. There's no fucking way I'm gonna do that. There's no way I can't do it, man. I did the right thing. I did the right thing, And so I moved in with my mom, super boring, whatever, reclusive in my room again. But this time not on drugs, not even on liquor. And I did that for 3 years. 3 years. And for some reason I just couldn't figure my life out. But anyway, I picked up drinking a little over a year ago. And I never once said nothing drunk or high to my daughter or anybody else on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. But I was gang stalked by those same people in their heads over there in Portland, Oregon. Anyway, they sent weird shit to people on the ground where the humans are at, and it's just something you can't recover from when somebody calls you and says, "I heard your voice on my fucking phone saying something, something, something," or "I got a video AI altered from you saying you did this or whatever it wasn't." And I can't actually prove it necessarily because I won't call the cops. But I just keep praying to God, and I can't even pray to God because they're in the way, because apparently they think I'm a fed. But anyway, that's kind of the gist of the story. I had a heart attack the other day. And then my baby boy comes here, every once in a while. And he's having a tough time because he's homeless too. Because I have to live at my mom's on disability because they won't disconnect me from their fed bullshit. I was never fed. I never got questioned. I never got nothing. I was never in trouble. Like, it's just some fucked up shit that I can't explain. But anyway, the whole point here is the Colicchie song, right? So the first one I watched after I had gotten off drugs, he's like, "I'll do it whatever it takes so my daughter will never see me high," right? And it was motivating, and I was like, "Oh, that's such a cute ending. Like, I love that song, like, yeah, I'm doing what it takes so my daughter will never see me high." But, she did see me high, but she didn't know. Or maybe I wasn't high. I might have been sober. I don't even remember. But the point here is I got off drugs to be a good mom to my daughter and my sons. And that was 4 years ago. Over 4 years ago now. And I never would say nothing weird to nobody, but anyways, I do understand because when I was homeless, living in my car, I had some heroin addicts with me. I did not do the heroin. I didn't do the heroin. I was too scared, but they did. They had a heroin addict front seat, right? The driver, the girl, and then a heroin addict with me in my back seat because we took out. I was in a band, and so we took out the center row. There's like a bed, sort of, and they would smoke it or whatever, and just go smoke it, or maybe they didn't smoke. The driver smoked it. I'm not sure what the other guy did. All I remember is him going, doo, doo, doo. I'm like, "Hey." The first time, I was like, "Bro, hey." I'm not tapping on the guys. "Guys, you guys, hello. Homeboy he's just. I'm like, "Oh," they're like, "Oh yeah, that's normal." I'm like, "What do you mean that's fucking normal? It looks like he's dying, man." And they're like, "No, bro, it's normal. Trust me, that's how he does it. Like he does a lot, and he's been in the game for a long time, and that's what he does. He goes to another level, and he just passes the fuck out." So I didn't believe him, right? So I'm trying to like reach for his pulse and shit. I'm like, "Oh, he does have a pulse. Okay, he's breathing." Flip him over. I'm feeling, by his nose and his mouth. He's breathing. He has a pulse. Okay, Okay, I'm sorry, I guess I was the one who didn't understand, my bad, I just didn't wanna be in my car by myself. Anyways, moving on. So we're just gonna listen to this song about this here. It's called Drug Addiction, Colicchie 1 and 2.
Colicchie. You see, everybody got a story to tell. Well, here's mine. My pain's deep, I've been through hell. I managed to survive, so I got a story to tell. Listen, I stand victorious, make the sign of the cross. Look, I'm here to be the voice for every friend I've ever lost. Let me pray as I put together my hands. I've never been ashamed to tell you the person I am. When it comes to doing drugs, I've never been a rookie, but hold up. Let me tell you about the places that they took me. I haven't showered, it's been possibly a week, and I'm so deep in a psychosis, impossible to speak. The coke is in my arm, now it's impossible to sleep. My throat's numb, closed shut, so it's impossible to eat. Losing weight's a part of my daily routine. I always use against my will, just praying I was clean. So nod your head if you understand what I mean. When I was growing up, I never thought that I would be a fiend ever. My life's tumultuous, it's never getting better. Another abscess from my arm is getting severed. My exquisite vision, depiction of dereliction, living conditions, malicious on a mission. All these Green Tree cops, look, they all know me by my first name. Paramedics had to revive me, this ain't a game. I worn the same clothes for like the last 10 days. And look, I want to do better, but I don't know a different way. Completely all alone, I'm sitting in this room. I empty out the bags, brown liquid in the spoon. I have to do a lot, can no longer do a little. The water's been added, I place the cotton in the middle. I'm sucking every drop up into this plastic devices. I am tying off, I'm trying to find a decent vein of strike. I chop it ever so gently up underneath my skin as I'm pulling back the plunger to this blood in the syringe. I push it in and try to drift away to heaven. But criminals like me, that's never the place that we're headed. The guilt, shame, remorse, and regret I never address. And I'm a mess from all this pain and this anguish. I'm filled with stress, overdoses, I'm emotionally broken. This ain't a joke. I'm smoking on a Newport, I never have any hope. This is me, I'm feeling like I don't deserve more. I feel disgusted as I'm pushing on this burnt shore. Someone stole the vinegar in the midst of a blackout. Another shooting gallery, another crack house. On the porch, welcome to hell is on the floor, man. I'm glancing at my arms and all I ever see is sore tracks. I'm feeling filthy, dirty needles with the orange caps peeking out the window. Someone whispers, lock the door latch. We're blasting off, departing from this mothership. I look around as others search the carpet for another hit. Crest whitening strips and mock freeze. I'm on a suicidal mission till these cops try to stop me. We boosted every day selling steaks for half price. Any dream I ever had was shattered by glass pipes. Glass rose, devil got me in his lasso. Into the gates of hell and I didn't even have a passcode. I'm hard-headed, I would never learn my lesson. You know the drill, commit a crime and get arrested. The misery never ends, I spend another week in jail. I don't have friends, family never paid my bill, so I would withdraw and kick on that concrete floor. I feel I've had enough, but my body is screaming more. The food is horrible, but I haven't eaten in days. No reason to call home, cause I got nothing left to say. I'm tired of this jail, I don't ever wanna see prison. Look, I'm tired and exhausted from this life that I am living. I would get a couple days clean and say that I was done, but every time I got released, I was back on the run. It's back to thieving, lying, robbing and ripping and running. These problems, I don't solve them, I'm crippled and sick to my stomach. I hang with prostitutes and these deadly degenerates. I'm homeless for the moment, but that's really quite irrelevant. The only thing that matters in life is my next high. I gotta be willing to change and give it my best try. I'm a servant and this heroin's my king. I'm feeling like a slave as I dangle from these puppet strings. I'm just a marionette, I'm staring at death as I am carrying regrets that are just tearing through my flesh. We're dealing with a topic we're so careless to neglect. We're dealing with a dilemma leaving every parent stressed. I'm so sick and tired though of being sick and tired, but then it finally happened, motivated by desire. I hit this point, I wanted to change. Enough is enough, my efforts been exhausted and I'm tired of being stuck. My faith is never blind and my future I barely see, but overnight was open-minded. I had this moment of clarity. So it begins and it's essential, I believe, cause if it worked for you, then it just has to work for me. Through all this pain, there's gotta be a positive message. I talked about the past, now let's talk about the present. I'm no longer living that way, for me it's a blessing, but with one bad decision I am back in that obsession. And 03 was diagnosed overdose with hepatitis C. I utilize the bad, it's always been the fuel for driving me. And then you ask me, why do I give this my all? I'm not trying to see rest in peace on my Facebook wall. I got clean in 05 and started rapping. I started touching lives, I never thought that this would happen. The shit today, trust me, it isn't heroin. It's killing everybody in the comments are disparaging. No one cares or gives a fuck that I'm clean. For them, another deadly overdose is just something to see. Look, I pay attention to every post that I read as you were sitting there judging in front of your iPhone screen. Talking about these dying addicts and how they are worthless. And if they put a needle in their arm, then they deserve it. But that's someone's mother, someone's uncle, someone's daughter. And that's someone's aunt, someone's son, and someone's father. As I rap, the shit is giving me chills. And I'm speaking off experience, that's how I know it's real. These ignorant motherfuckers will say it's not a disease. And look, I really don't care, you can believe what you believe. I don't care to argue, I don't gotta give you proof. Listen, I was taught you don't gotta defend the truth. Incurable, progressive, and fatal unless arrested. I'm expressing aggression with every sentiment confession. Once a junkie, always a junkie, you're bored. Me the last time I checked, there's one ultimate authority. I'm sick of these remarks and opinions from all these critics. Cause if you've never lived it, then trust me, you'll never get it. Be quiet, you're not allowed to speak about it. If you've never lived it, then you're not allowed to speak about it.
Amen.
How often you forget the only time that you should ever open your mouth is to eat a dick. Everybody is dying, it makes me sick. This isn't an epidemic, this is more like an apocalypse. So when I struggle, it's only right that I fight. And my experience recites on how that diamond saved my life. Look, you don't got a clue what I've been through. When I was at my worst, you couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. I survived a lot, so it's only right that I smile. When I'm aware of my surroundings, I'm no longer in denial. I'm blown away by every message that I get. It gives me motivation, it's the reason I never quit. We gotta do this together, we must trust. There's no you, there's no me, there's just us. I'm doing this with courage, I'm doing this with pride. I'm doing this for every single friend that's ever died. I dedicate this song to anyone that's lost a loved one. So live your life, cause tomorrow may never come. Be grateful for your past, embrace it, don't get embarrassed. Every day there is more children growing up without their parents. I felt pain, look, I'm not afraid to cry. My life changed once I was willing to try. I've been given many chances, now it's truly do or die. I'm doing what it takes so my daughter would never see me high. I'm doing what it takes so my daughter will never see me high. I'm doing what it takes so my daughter will never see me high. I'm doing what it takes so my daughter will never see me high. I'm doing what it takes so my daughter will never see me high.
She was 10 then, you know. My son was 19, 20 years old. And, you know, it's just so fucked up because I can't prove what's wrong with me. Only my friends from Portland can, and they won't do it. There's no mental illness here, bro. I have a multiple profile disorder and PTSD from them gang stalking me from up here, watching this recording, writing me down on the UV floor, talking shit to my friends, leaving voicemails. I'm not even sure if they got videos or pictures or whatever. It wasn't me doing that, you know. It was someone else. Or if it was even real AI altered stuff, you know. And that was 4 years ago. Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of videos that explain my situation. I'm not really going to go into it, so we're just going to play the second video. Nothing, I'm losing my life for seconds. I remember right around that time my son came over, right? And I hadn't seen him in like a year, and you know. And he came over and he had this hoopty, and the front tire or the axle was broken, right? And I'm walking out to the car, I'm like, is that a toe strap? He's all, yeah, the axle's broken. I'm all, huh? What? What do you mean the axle's broken? It's just tied. I can't explain what they did, but they tied the freaking something underneath the car so they could still drive. And I told him about how my friend Nick died overdose on meds that weren't crank at all or some other medicine. And I had to give him CPR a couple hours after he was dead, and I called 911 or whatever, and he starts bawling, tears, fucking snot pouring out of his face, and his homeboy was standing over there, and I'm like, you need to get off drugs, bro. And he's like, I know, Mama, but I'm not ready right this second. What are you gonna do? I don't have anywhere to go. It's not that easy when you're homeless to get off drugs. I'm all I know. I know what you're fucking saying. I go over and I hug his homeboy, and I'm like, anyway, this is the second part of the song. Yeah, that was 4 years ago. I still live with my mom, but now I'm on disability. I can't work, I can't function because they would disconnect me from their shit over there in Portland. And like I said before, the FBI, the DEA, all pretend like they don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not really sure, I'm not sure what she's saying. Cops, judges, fuck it. My ex is like, yeah, I've known people that are just disconnect, Tiffany. I'm all, easy for you to say. I can't explain to you how I'm connected. He's like, I've known people that have been in trouble before, Tiffany. Just disconnect the whole. I tried that already. I've begged the cops, I've begged the DEA, I've begged everybody to disconnect me, dude. I've been doing it for 4 fucking years since I moved across the bridge. But they won't do it. They won't do it. It's making too much money. Either that or it's because they shocked me so many fucking times that they're afraid if they disconnect me, I'll die and then they'll die. Because they don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck that I'm clean. He's saying. Other than drugs. Drugs. This is a drug. Alcohol's a drug. I keep pouring water in it, to trick myself. Nicotine's a drug. Vape pen's a drug. I do. Vape pens and liquor, Because I can't prove shit. But anyway. Love you, Colicchie. I'm so proud of you, sir. Oh, is it part 3? Interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't hear the part 3 part. I guess we'll just go ahead and play that. Okay. So we're going to play part 2 first. I'm going to heard part 3 one time.
What if you could trade on this? This is Colicchie, a regulated exchange where you trade on real-world events. Each question has 2 sides.
Okay. Colicchie. To give a testimony, first you must survive the test. I'm feeling like I'm dying from these drugs that I injected. I can go in either arm, left or right, I'm ambidextrous. My soul is desolate, my spirit is defected. I keep making wrong decisions that will never get corrected. I'm doing what I have to, never cared about the wreckage. I keep chasing this high, but I can't ever seem to catch it. I told you my story, now let me go a little deeper. I was dealing with a chemical that's deadlier than ether. I never show respect, living on the verge of death. Cause this heroin will kill me, smell the murder on its breath. I'm walking on this tightrope as I'm watching every
better too.
On the run, I never sleep, I never rest. I'm having trouble breathing from the pressure on my chest. This anxiety is killing me, suffocating from stress. The residence I'm staying at is filthy, it's a mess. But I can't leave until this bag is gone and there is nothing left. So I'm stuck feeling empty, suicidal thoughts are present. The essence of my depression wants me dead without a question. The shit is in my blood, my whole family suffers. My sister's getting high with me, we're smoking like a muffler. My mother's an alcoholic, the addiction is intense. My father left in 84, we haven't seen him since. He chose drugs over us, and yeah, I get it. It's impossible to stop some others' crimes that I'm committing. I vomit in the sink every morning, I am broke. The complexion of my skin is gray, looking like a ghost. I guess I'll take his money, him and I were never clothes. I was supposed to buy crack, but somebody sold me soap. I never pay for nothing as I'm headed towards the door. And you can try to come and catch me as I'm running out the store. All I want is drugs, all I ever need is more. Me and my sister, we pass the needle back and forth. Blood is dripping off my arms, now it's falling to the floor. We manipulate the lighter, watch that flame hit the chore. She's pushing on the stem, I try to wait my turn. Every pair of pants I got is covered in cigarette burns. I'm living a life that's foul, never critically acclaimed. My arms are black and blue, I try to hit another vein. It's gonna take an hour, why? Every vein's collapsed. Should I clean it out with bleach? I don't even have to ask. The answer's no, let it go, it's set in stone. See, I'm married to the needle, never touching methadone. My moves are unpredictable, my actions are erratic. And that spike is in my arm, I'm gonna die using addict. I'm drinking alcohol until I fall apart. As the room is spinning slowly to the toilet that I crawl. Let's pour another drink, then it's shot after shot after shot after shot. Through this just to draw my thoughts. Everything is blurry, I can never read the manuscript. Everything I'm doing, every decision is cancerous. I would crash, I could never find the landing strip. Ecstasy and mushrooms together, I used to candy flip. That was back when these drugs, they were fun. Now I'm manacled in misery, a monster I become. Heroin's my god, I follow orders that are strict. You see, I'm just a crew member, it's the captain of the ship. The stem side, call it off, try and use a damn brag. I'm feeling so alone as I am pouring out these stamp bags. I'm pulling on the belt till every vein is visible. Every day I'm overwhelmed, stressed, living miserable. The drug game, I'm always losing like I'm gambling. I see she isn't breathing, so I call another ambulance. We're lost souls, no guidance, no type of management. Every day is death and crime, I can't fucking handle this. I'm blowing out the smoke as I'm peeking past the curtains. Now my house is surrounded, I see their shadows, now I'm nervous, yeah. They're coming to get me, okay, maybe I'm just paranoid. No, everyone be quiet, I want silence, not another noise. Filling the void, I'm truly losing my mind. I'm using my license when I'm chopping up these lines. Trying to stay alive is how I really spend my time. I'm covered in guilt and shame, let me tell you about a friend of mine. She sold her soul, sold her body, she sold everything. She sold her house, car, even sold her wedding ring. She's starting to get sick and she's turning another trick. And she don't want to live this way, sucking dicks for another hit. Look, you think it's funny, put yourself in her shoes and imagine what it's like to have no option to choose. And we're so quick to judge another, but what if this song was about your mother? Do you think you'd understand and still love her? All I do is lie, I never tell the truth. My neighbors see I'm sick, so I tell them I got the flu. I rented out my car, I needed to get high. My dealer has my vehicle, I see him driving by. These track marks, I've had them since I was younger. I'm wearing long sleeves in the middle of the summer. The paramedics took my needle, spoon in both bundles. Why you hitting me with Narcan, interrupting my slumber? I turn into my father, I'm hated, this isn't me. I'm supposed to serve a purpose while I'm living out my dreams. I turn into my father, I'm nauseous, sick to my stomach. Chaotic or narcotics, this isn't the life I wanted. I turn into my father, I'm the devil in the flesh. I never have confidence as I'm settling for less. I turn into my father, and I hate what I become. So now I wanna end my life, I'm in search of a loaded gun. I'm feeling lost and broken, all I ever do is hurt. My mother's in the other room, I'm taking money out her purse. I tried to mask the pain, but it only made it worse. Then I finally hit a point where the drugs would no longer work. I'm killing myself slowly, I just wanna feel some freedom. My thoughts are paralyzing as I'm battling these demons. I used to tell myself that I would be better off, that I stopped listening to the voices that are inside of my head. I wanna change, I need to be a son to my mother, a brother to my sister. Look, I'm tired of the struggle. My obsession has been lifted, but destruction I can crave. But I'm doing what it takes so I don't see an early grave. I thank God I hit a bottom, now he carries me. I didn't want my mother insisted I have to bury me. I fallen many times, finally got my life together, cause I kept trying, never quit through every failed endeavor. Nowadays these parents, they are burying their kids, or dying younger and younger, they never get a chance to live. I'm trying to show the world hope regardless of what I did, and that is truly why I do this. It gets everything I give. I had multiple years clean twice, but then I lost it. Now my daily maintenance, it is suffocated and caution. I tread softly, no tradition violation. Look, I used to be a loser, now my life's truly amazing. I try to be a service, you can find that in our symbol. I used to be shaky, but now I'm steady like a gimbal. I put my hands together every night to pray, as I'm smoking, drinking coffee, relaxing with Jimmy K. I had to write a sequel, do it for our people. We all have our own issues, but understand that we're equal. There's many days that I want to give up and use. Have my misery refunded, I've done it, it's nothing new. Now I'm staring at my daughter and she's altering my mood. She's the underlying force in everything I ever do. My daughter is my everything, and that'll never change. I can't wait until she's old enough and sees what I became. I love my daughter, but she won't keep me clean. pain. See, the drugs are just a symptom, now I'm fighting to be free. I try to separate all my wants and my needs. I'm working on myself, I learned acceptance is the key. Through it all, I try to spread a positive message. I'm dedicated to death with every breath I invest in. I'm constantly pushing, I got this fire in my eyes. Listen, all my dead friends is what's giving me my drive. I try to play my part, but could always be doing more. They're calling it a battle, I call it a losing war. We gotta come together, my experience is real. You can identify with what I did, relate to how I feel. No pedestal was needed, I am very far from gifted. We all felt the same pain, but our stories might be different. With any brush, I'll paint a picture of a vivid image, but the message doesn't have a meaning unless I live it. I defy the odds where miracles live in proof. I'm alive to tell my story and I'm sharing it with you. It's God's grace and mercy, the reason I'm still alive. I'm watching friends using it, it's killing me inside. To anyone that's trying to change their life, you're my idol. Life will have its ups and downs, but I'm no longer suicidal. Nowadays these artists, they just glorify the drugs. See, I'm trying to do it differently and glorify the love. You can judge me, but I'm proud of my accomplishments. My name is Chad Smith and I refuse to be anonymous. I used to dream of living, now I'm living my dreams. No matter what it takes, my goal is to die clean. No matter what it takes, my goal is to die clean. No matter what it takes, my goal is to die clean. No matter what it takes, my goal is to die clean. No matter what it takes, my goal is to die clean.
Somebody has a fucking child to give them motivation or whatever they say. There were so many things when he was singing, like things I want to say, you know, and it's like I can't even do it, you know, and it's like, I can't even remember it now because it's just so powerful, you know. The song is just powerful, you know. That's what I mean, though. He has a pretty girl. What about the ones who don't have a mom where they can go? Mom's house where they can go to change their life, you know? Because when I got on drugs, I didn't have a mom either where I could go because she was almost Fuck you, man. Trying, you're just pretending. Yeah. The Portland police barking can suck a fat dick is what the song's saying in the background. The DEA can suck a fat liar soap. The FBI doesn't know what they're saying. Because they're not allowed to just say anything from Corporal America. You say the right thing. Oh, we're all on deck. Yeah, sure you are. What are you doing? Protecting yourself? Breaking the law, breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law. I don't know. I don't know if I want to listen to the third one or not. Every time I just cry harder and harder. This is part 3.
Never ever sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a better way to get compensated that's faster.
I've never heard this one.
It's like I have no other option but to keep going. And I feel like I've been through so much, but who hasn't? You know, there's things I've done that are just too difficult to accept. I mean, I capture moments of solace, but it's inconsistent. And to know who I am, forget the future and where I'm going. First, you must comprehend my past, where I've been. remain imageless. They're revealing how I feel, believe what you want. My journey tells me that God is real. Restitution's getting paid, another court case. A collared shirt tied underneath my North Face. I think about it and I'm praying that she misses me, but I don't exist to her regardless of our history. My life's open, prophecy's non-existent. When it comes to sharing my story, I've never been resistant. Anything I've ever felt was honest. I have said it, was upsetted by the pain embedded in actions regretted, never synthetic. I lie a lot and say I'm copacetic. All the many days I struggle, don't give myself enough credit. The past is catching up, but I'm a fast runner. I couldn't move another inch cause I was trapped under another bad decision mixed with a brash blunder. I almost took my motherfucking life last summer. I felt on top of the world, nothing could stop me. But that's a red light indicator, cocky. Confident enough to know that I'm never exempt from the hideous torture and all the actions I repent. I'll speak up and make sure I rap clear as I tell you about my life over the last half year. Listen, I got a story to tell with pure rhymes. Look, I was glowing in the dark for the fourth time, but then I fell short through the course of a manic night. And why'd I get high? Just say that I couldn't handle life. I call it normal, but you call it self-abuse. As I sit and reminisce about the last time that I used. I did too much, was on the verge of going out, nodded off for 8 hours outside front of my house, and my driver's seat drifted away until I feel nothing. I woke up the next morning, car still running. I called my best friend and told her how I felt, and she met me at a restaurant and offered me some help. She looked me in the eyes and said, what's it gonna take? And I remember crying, tears rolling off my face. I broke the tip as I'm tossing the syringe, and not to minimize it, it was just a minor binge. Look, I need to change though, something's gotta give. As I'm thinking to myself, this ain't the life I wanna live. I need to change though, something's gotta give. As I'm thinking to myself, this ain't the life I wanna live. So alone I wrote, come back home. I wrote about my feelings and I put them in a poem. Melancholy was embedded in my doubt. I never hold it in, look, I always let it out. As I lick the stamps dry, comfort fed it in my mouth. And I had issues, so I headed down south. Was unaware of anything that's gonna happen. Covered eyes in summertime, my personality was fractured. Suitcase filled, gone fast, my luggage packed, and I really didn't know if I would ever come back. I jumped in my car, left, drove 600 miles. Appetite for freedom, I could hear my stomach growl. I left behind it all my family, job, and my friends. Again, I'm touching this spiritual journey, eternal amends. I'm ready, God, get ready for a fresh start. Get ready, Chaz, I'm ready for the next part. Kept to myself, work, stayed off the internet. Was on a higher level, social media is the devil. Now a Southern king, went to meetings, did my thing, and I was truly unaware of what my future's gonna bring. The change of scenery tremendously was merciful. The topic of discussion next to me is highly personal. Never would I talk about, no dare would I speak about the praying that I do and did my prayers on the beach. Many nights, hours I would pray. No exaggeration, needed hours I would pray. Sitting in the sand, staring at the stars. I would listen to the ocean, thinking how'd I get this far. A million times though, I should have been dead. Compulsive nightmares running through my head. It's like I was kept alive to do this music, to put on computers just to touch the ignorant while I'm reaching these drug abusers. And let them know though that any change is possible when you don't have to give up while you're training for an obstacle. I think about the past, tears of water in my eyes. The song Lost One still makes me cry. The older me is the biggest coward that I defeated. Portions of regret are getting louder and repeated. My demeanor's not conceited, prevalent demons when beating. Is there trust in what I say or am I just a non-believer? I'm grateful for my life even when I couldn't manage mine. I'm looking past the psych ward visits, ambulance rides. Another opportunity, another chance to trust. So why you think I'm feeling proud when I shake the hand of a fan of mine? Talking to myself, pondering the past. I close my eyes with these questions that I ask. Can I still trust even after the betrayal? Can I remain strong even when I'm feeling frail? Can I remain loyal through the harm that you have caused? Can I still practice faith when I'm not feeling a God? Can I stay humble, not arrogant as well? Can I touch a piece of heaven as I'm living in this hell? Can I be honest with you even as I'm lying to myself? And can I do this all alone or do I gotta ask for help? I thank God that I don't have a single secret. I'm as open as I am while my integrity's increasing. I leave the ocean and return back to my residence. My safe haven embracing was truly heaven sent. One of my best friends, his wife and his little girl, helped me change my views and my perception of this world. So thankful I can never pay them back. Perhaps you hear the sincerity in the way that I rap. It's like, honestly, look, they helped save my life. And I ain't never giving up because my mother raised me right. And I'm the type to strike the night with the vicious invasive fight. And if I stayed there up in Pittsburgh, look, I might have took my life. It's not a fucking joke with some orchestrated plans and then premeditated notes. The respirator broke, I was having trouble breathing. Listen, that time away was the therapy that I needed. And after 2 months, said goodbye to the Carolinas. The beauty was ignored and where I was blinded. My phone's filled with pictures of kids at all moms. Scrolling through my photos got me through some hard times. And it seems I struggle with any level I hit. I've experienced the pleasures I'll truly never forget. I came home, sat on the corner of my bed. As I'm staring at the wall, these racing thoughts are in my head. I wanna talk, but there's no one there to listen. I wanna scream and shout about this life that I envision. Look, I can't explain it, but I just felt different. I felt beyond blessed for my traveled expedition. Listen, I remember cooking coke inside the kitchen, not to sell but to inject. My family suffer from addiction. No depictions of different living through pictures that I draw. Why the fuck you think I go so hard? Give it my all. Every word, every bar is handcrafted. Words are just words till you put them into action. Every lyric written is written with love, and every lyric that I write, yes, I always write in blood. While you're socializing, eating dinner with your friends, I'm in a room all by myself, beat bumping with a pen, writing constantly, grinding like it's a written assignment. I'm trying to build a legacy in the solitary confinement. I want to inspire with words that I've said. I want to touch lives even after I am dead. I want to make an impact with the songs that I created. Look, I've never cared about awards or getting nominated. I want my mother to be proud of her son. I want my sister to be proud of the man that I have become. Kane, whatever it takes, my elbows on the mattress. I don't want to see them crying, standing over my open casket, collapsing through the chaos from these numerous distractions. As I'm tragically giving you the definition of passion. You call it rapping, I call it discussing what has happened. You call it poetry, I call it conditioned reactions. Let the voices ricochet. How dare you criticize me for the choices that I made? You crave attention like an addict needs a fix. And obviously you're hungry. If you're talking, you can eat a dick. I never cared, you can gossip all you want. I'll accumulate a million things and drop them all at once. Throw it in the towel as I try to get my life together. Went from rainy dark clouds to the nicest weather. Never mind endeavors, never go unnoticed, that's a promise. I have a God above me, and to him I'm staying honest. Sacrifice, I'm willing to pay the price. The night of the convention, one of the greatest of my life. There's certain people that I think about, and it makes me so happy for the blessings that I count and accomplishments they conquer. Too often I see this monster inside of me. I'm dealing and killing it proper. The beginning of this month though is fucking insane. From them agitated emotions to this uncomfortable change. I seen freedom but I couldn't follow through, and I would give myself a chance, but look, I gave them all to you. Last week held a half a bundle in my hand. The way I operate I'll never fully understand. Starting over is one bad decision. The way I penetrate the ventilation, then watch the illusion fade. So let's reiterate, this ain't a fucking joke. I could blink and see death in a second and never choke. A calm, quiet mind is what I'm missing the most. But I know from my experience to never give up hope. I made it through another day, another week. If I said it, then I meant it. Never stutter when I speak. Earning trust through the lessons that I've learned. I rap and write about my life to whom it may concern. I rap and write about my life to whom it may concern. I rap and write about my life to whom it may concern. I rap and write about my life to whom it may concern. I rap and write about my life to whom it may concern.
Once again, Colicchie, you did it. You're big.
Did you know
That fucking tearjerker over there. To it may concern, right, everybody? I don't know why I'm losing my life force again. Oh man, I never did heroin, dude. I tried it once and I almost died. And he had to give me CPR, and I was like, I'm never doing that ever again. But that was when I was homeless living out in my van. Yeah, that was fucking 7 years ago, bro. But I do understand, though. You know what I mean? I understand the addiction, because the heroin addict people did live in my car with me. They did, you know? And literally, like, I was happy about it because I wasn't in the van by myself. You know, nobody was trying to fucking hurt me or nothing. Is some girl sitting in her van by herself or whatever, trying to steal my cans or whatever you want to say. But, you know what I mean? Shattered wind and all. Like, the whole freaking front window of my van was shattered from Adam. you know, from back when I was homeless. Like it was spidered up. Like I literally had to put the monkey tape on it or whatever it's called that you go to go buy at Home Depot. It's like a special clear tape, super strong. So when you're driving down the freeway, you know, your window doesn't cave in on you. Yeah, so I mean, like, you know, I was just in the back seat, like, you know, and they would do that. They would still to survive. They would go by. They would we would pull up to the store. I mean, I was in the back seat, which was literally just the second seat was removed, so it was literally like a bed. So it was just me and homeboy, and we would sit back there, like just chilling, you know, crisscross applesauce or whatever. And then he'd get out, they'd get out, and I'd be sitting back there, you know, tinted windows on the back side, not the front side. And they'd run into the store and steal stuff or whatever. He digged into the dark side of the moon, and then he'd run back in the car, bags or whatever they didn't have, or under their shirts or whatever, you know. And then we go to the dealer's house or whatever we didn't do, you know what I'm saying? And we'd get money or whatever, and then they'd get their drugs, so they weren't puking, they weren't farting, or whatever it wasn't. And that was like once a day or maybe twice a day thing for a while. You know what I mean? That was years ago though. But I did watch them go through it. I watched them, you know what I mean? You don't go through withdrawals on the clear shit or whatever. But I did watch them go through them. They're not feeling good, or their attitude adjustments up and down about I'm fucking mean, I'm not mean, I'm not mean, I'm not mean, I'm mean, I'm not mean. You know what I mean? And it was scary sometimes, but at least I wasn't by myself. And that's on God. I was never a heroin addict or somebody who smoked anything on foils at all. I just did the clear. I just did the clear. And if I could go back and change anything, what I could change, I couldn't change anyway. So it doesn't fucking matter. The main point here is the law enforcement is breaking the motherfucking law, and they have been for 4 years. They owe me 4 years of compensation of me not being able to be a good mother to my children. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's the truth. I'm not one of those people, man. Why the fuck did you cross the bridge and my body didn't? Lying ass bitch. I'm all the way in Florida, and you're still talking through my computer and my phone. And that was fucking 4 years ago. 4 years ago. All the way to Florida. I'm texting my homeboy. I'm like, hey, do you think you could pick me up and disconnect me? He's like, I can't cross the bridge. I'll get disconnected. I'm all, wait, what? I live in what? What do you mean? I live in that B-Dub. Wait, hold on. You, huh? Any motherfucking way. Sorry, I said cuss words. Love you guys. Thank you, Colicchie, for your beautiful music. We love you, man.